In a village surrounded by green hills and quiet streams, there lived a young boy named Arnav. From the moment he could understand the world around him, Arnav was taught to compare. His parents compared his grades to his cousins. His neighbors compared his clothes to the richer boys in town. Even his friends often joked about who had the best toys, the biggest house, the brightest future. At first, Arnav didn't think much of it. He simply smiled and tried harder to win. But as the years passed, the comparisons grew heavier, sticking to him like invisible chains. No matter how much he achieved, he always felt behind someone else. If he excelled in school, someone else scored even higher. If he became stronger, someone else was faster. His life became a race he could never seem to win, a race with no clear finish line. Deep inside, Arnav began to wonder, was life really meant to feel like this? Was happiness always going to be just out of reach, hidden behind someone else's shadow? One evening, after losing yet another competition he had worked so hard for, Arnav wandered aimlessly through the village. His heart was heavy, his mind filled with questions and doubts. He sat down by the old riverbank, where the village elder, a quiet man known for his wisdom, happened to be fishing. Seeing the sadness on Arnav's face, the elder asked, "Why do you look so defeated, my boy?" Arnav poured out his frustrations, explaining how no matter what he did, someone was always better, always ahead. The elder listened patiently, then pointed to the river. "Do you see these waters?" he said. "They flow at their own pace, following their own path. They do not race the clouds, the trees, or the mountains. They simply move forward, and because of that, they shape valleys, nourish life, and carve out beauty over time." Arnav listened, confused but intrigued. The elder smiled and added, "Your worth is not measured against anyone else's journey. You were never meant to walk someone else's path. Your happiness, your success, your life, these are yours to build, not to compare." That night, for the first time, a new thought took root in Arnav's heart. The next morning, Arnav woke with a different feeling, quiet but powerful. Instead of rushing to prove himself against others, he decided to focus on his own growth. He asked himself, "What can I do today that will make me better than yesterday?" No comparisons, no measuring sticks, just small, honest progress. He began to notice how much lighter he felt without the heavy burden of constant competition. He found joy in simple things, mastering a new skill, helping a neighbor without expecting recognition, learning something new just for the sake of learning. Each step forward, no matter how small, became a quiet victory. Over time, Arnav realized that happiness wasn't something others could give or take away. It was built inside, patiently and steadily, by honoring his own path. He no longer needed to win against others to feel worthy. His success was no longer defined by someone else's speed, talent, or wealth. It was defined by his own quiet journey toward becoming the best version of himself. As the seasons changed, so did Arnav. He no longer felt the sharp sting of seeing others succeed. Instead, he felt inspired, knowing that everyone was running their own race. He learned to celebrate others' victories without questioning his own worth. If someone was faster, he cheered them on. If someone was more skilled, he admired their effort and dedication. He realized that another person's success didn't steal anything from his own journey. Slowly, his friendships deepened. Without the tension of comparison, he could truly connect with people, not as rivals, but as fellow travelers. Arnav's heart grew lighter, and his mind became clearer. His focus shifted fully to building his skills, nurturing his dreams, and growing at his own pace. Opportunities that once felt unreachable now came naturally. He understood that true greatness wasn't about standing taller than others. It was about standing firm within yourself. Happiness, he saw, was never hidden in someone else's life. It had always been waiting inside his own, quietly asking to be noticed. As time passed, Arnav built a life rooted in authenticity and quiet strength. He no longer wasted energy trying to outrun others or seeking approval. Every day, he measured success not by comparison, but by personal growth. Was he wiser than yesterday? Kinder? More disciplined? That became his true scoreboard. His peace became unshakable because it no longer depended on winning invisible races. It lived in every small promise he kept to himself, in every small step he took forward. People around him noticed the change. They admired his calm confidence, his ability to move forward without envy or bitterness. Some asked him what his secret was, expecting a complicated answer. But Arnav simply smiled and said, "I stopped living through others' reflections. I started living through my own light." He understood now that happiness and success are not rare prizes reserved for a few. They are the natural result of honoring your own journey, walking steadily, and refusing to measure your worth by someone else's path. Years later, standing by the same river where he once sat feeling defeated, Arnav watched the water flow peacefully, reflecting the sunlight. He smiled, remembering how once he had measured his life by the pace of others, always feeling behind, always feeling not enough. But now, he understood the truth. Life is not a race. It is a journey meant to be lived, not compared. His happiness no longer depended on anyone else's achievements or failures. It was rooted deeply within him, built by the choices he made, the patience he practiced, and the love he gave himself. Arnav realized that when you stop comparing, you start living. You see your unique strengths, your personal victories, your quiet progress. That's where real success and lasting happiness live, not outside but inside. And now, ask yourself, are you chasing someone else's path? Or are you ready to honor your own and finally find the happiness that has always been yours to claim?